Hello, guys, and welcome to episode number 55 of the River Sweep podcast. And we are almost 16 episodes away from reaching that golden 71st number. And Virat Kohli has been trying very hard to reach there, but still somehow he just manages to like not reach there. Like it seems that today he will reach there and he does not. But today we are here to discuss the disastrous bilateral ODI series against South Africa, where each of the panel members predicted that India should whitewash South Africa because looking at their 50 overs scored, I think we should have on paper, obviously. But इतना खराब परफॉर्मेंस मैंने अपनी लाइफ में नहीं देखा. मतलब फ्रॉम द बैटिंग वाज disastrous. Like इतनी गंदी
This
बैटिंग.
goes back to 2007 World Cup level performances. मतलब the ODI World Cup.
हमने like हमारे experts काफी लोगों ने white wash तो predict किया था, तो technically prediction सही था.
बस वो साउथ अफ्रीका प्लेड द रिवर्स कार्ड और अपने साथ व्हाइट वॉश हो गया. मतलब द टूर विच एवरीवन वाज लुकिंग फॉर, सबको इतनी उम्मीदें थी. 3 टेस्ट में 3 ओडीआई. फर्स्ट की थर्स्ट बोल सकते हैं. मतलब
first ever white wash in South Africa.
नहीं भाई, first
Indian captain to lose 3 matches in a row.
What we did was first के तर्स्ट में तो पहला टेस्ट मैच जीत लिया, फिर खत्म हो गया. That's it. Like उसके बाद we were like हो गया फर्स्ट का थर्स्ट पूरा, अभी बाकी सब में हारेंगे.
मतलब टूर चालू होने से पहले अगर कोई भी मतलब नॉर्मल इंसान जो वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में है, एवरीवन प्रेडिक्टेड इंडिया टू कम ऑन टॉप, maybe 5-0 or 5-1 across the 6 matches, but
or even 6-0 after, especially after the first test लग रहा था कि भाई मैच हारेंगे इस टूर पे. नहीं,
but it had another plans, and India were on the receiving end, lost the entire series 5-1, got thrashed in test matches, got whitewashed in ODIs. The problem is there. So first, let's begin with the opening thoughts on how the ODI series went for India and where did India really choke. Like we know there are a lot of talking points, but I would want to start with asking Darshil, like where do you feel that India went wrong in the 3 ODIs?
Yeah, so I think one of the problems that India has had is that India has not built a team suited to the current ODI demands. If you see England, right, matlab there are power hitters and there are a few anchors. The thing is, India's team selection is full of similar kind of players. Let's just start on the batting order. Like bowling, I will not go into bowling very heavily or critically because by and large, what we bowled is similar to what South Africa bowled. मतलब
we restricted score तक restrict किया हमने.
Exactly. मतलब
450 नहीं खाए.
Exactly. जो scores मतलब हमने बनाए बैटिंग में उतने ही साउथ अफ्रीका ने भी बनाए. तो मतलब it could have been better at an individual level, but I cannot say कि मतलब bowling let us down. It was batting clearly. मतलब except for Rishabh Pant, who kind of batted a little bit well, and that too again you cannot praise him because of his brain fade in the last ODI. What happens is that we have got a lot of players who take up a lot of balls. You at the top you have a KL Rahul who's not batting aggressively. He's trying to play the anchor role. Shikhar Dhawan was the only bright spot trying to. He didn't play the anchor role, but he ticks along. He keeps the scoreboard ticking, right? We horribly badly missed Rohit Sharma. But we needed Rohit Sharma so much in this tour, right? We clearly got exposed without him. KL Rahul, Virat Kohli both play the anchor innings. Ideally, only one of them should. The other one should be going gung-ho.
Rishabh Pant ने वो भी नहीं इस सीरीज में
कुछ नहीं किया उसने भाई. मतलब the 250s at his slowest strike rate. चौथे नंबर पे पंत आके now पंत is a hit and miss. I don't mind that. It's fine. But the problem is
250 भी थोड़ा ना, एक ही था I think in the second.
150 and like वो first ODI में उसे थोड़ा बहुत मारा था.
बड़ा pathetic type innings.
नहीं वो सब point तो ठीक है, but I think
श्रेयस अय्यर भी नहीं खेला. उसके बाद सूर्य कुमार यादव
वो मिडिल ऑर्डर में तो अपन लोग आएंगे, बट ओवरऑल आई वांटेड टू नो द फर्स्ट थॉट्स. लाइक मतलब
Yeah, I think we need
is it the
better
outdated
team
cricket?
selection.
Is it the
Yes.
outdated cricket that we are playing in ODIs and we
Yes,
are
yes,
not
yes.
adapting to the latest meta?
Even
Cor-
same thing in T20, like T20 वर्ल्ड कप में भी यही था, ODI में भी यही है, like it's the same story. हम 1990s का क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं, जबकि we have the talent to be the to play the most advanced brand of cricket there is.
Correct.
फिर भी वही इंसिस्टेंस चली हुई है कि वैसे ही खेलेंगे, जबकि यही सेम 6-7 बैट्समैन जो कल खेले सारे लाइक सबके पास कैपेबिलिटी है कि बहुत बहुत डिफरेंट तरीके में खेले. कैपेबिलिटी लाइक अय्यर, सूर्य कुमार यादव, पंत, KL, इन सब लाइक सबको हमने देखा IPL में कि दे हैव द कैपेबिलिटी टू बैट एनी वे दे वांट टू, बट फिर भी लाइक ऐसे चलते रहते हैं. एंड लाइक हमारी टीम अभी भी उसी मोड में है कि जो पहले मोड होता था कि रोहित, कोहली और धवन 300 खुद बनाएंगे, 250 रन खुद बनाएंगे, नीचे करने की कुछ जरूरत नहीं है. सैडली लाइक वो टाइम अब नहीं है, बिकॉज रोहित इज नॉट देयर. Dhawan is still making the 70, 80s he used to, so you can't fault him. And Kohli is like, from a transcendental ODI player, he has become a decent ODI player, like 50 or 60s. Like जो पहले था कि धवन will make 70, 80, रोहित और कोहली में से कोई बहुत बड़ा 100 मारेगा, that's not happening. और उसी वजह से पहले भी हम उसी वजह से मैचेस जीतते थे कि इन तीनों में से एक कोई 100 मारेगा, एक 50 मारेगा, धवन रन अ बॉल 60-70. और अब वो हो नहीं रहा बिकॉज कोहली हैज ऑब्वियसली डिक्लाइंड and Rohit is not there. Only Dhawan is keeping his end of the bargain.
But अभी ये धवन has played well, but problem मेरे हिसाब से एक और talking point ये आ रहा है कि when you look at that 1, 2, 3, Rohit plays anchor, he starts slow, but if Rohit is set, he can go bonkers in the next 15-20 overs if he plays the first 10-12 overs. So we all know his capabilities. But with Dhawan, what I've seen is, although he has been very consistent, but we don't get the start in the power play because if Dhawan also plays around 90, 95, 100 ka strike rate at max. But I think, and then it comes Virat Kohli. You look at his last 10 innings, he has scored 650.
I think that is a bigger concern कि वो 100 strike rate भी नहीं, अब तो 70-80 पे पहुंच गया, which is like absolutely pathetic. So like उस 70-80 strike rate पे तो you are hurting your team by making 60.
No, that is what I'm trying to tell. If two of your top 3 are playing under 100 strike rate.
So Piyush, over there, one thing I would like to add is Dhawan normally
but 100 strike rate वाले की गलती नहीं है ना, फिर 70-80 वाले की गलती है.
गलती कोहली का छोड़ो, I am saying even Dhawan in that matter, if you look at Dhawan, what happens is that when Dhawan and Rohit open, Dhawan is much more aggressive. See, so Dhawan changes his pattern, and we have seen Dhawan has evolved himself.
Dhawan like 100 पे खेल रहा है, and 100 is acceptable for an like 100 ठीक है.
नहीं 110 120 पे भी जाता है वो 110. When he opens with Rohit, he takes the lead. मतलब he knows कि रोहित को थोड़ा time दो, he will.
And Rohit will eventually get it over 100. Like अगर वो उतनी बॉल खेल ले,
तो वो रोहित और धवन में क्लियर होता है हमेशा. So now what happens with Dhawan and KLR is now KL Rahul के साथ you don't know what is happening. And secondly,
I think
what I feel
KL Rahul was captaincy pressure, I believe, because
Kings 11 Punjab fans can comment better on this.
अरे नहीं, पर मेरे को लगा कि वो नेचुरल गेम नहीं खेला अपना. KL Rahul feels more comfortable.
But वर्ल्ड कप में भी if you remember जब उसने ओपन किया था वो सिमिलर ही खेलता था. लाइक वर्ल्ड कप 2019 में उसने लास्ट 7-8 मैचेस ओपन किया था, उसमें भी वो बहुत स्लो खेलता था. रोहित हैड टू बी द अग्रेसर जिसमें वो, तो तब तो यार आई डोंट नो कुछ वनडे ओपनिंग में उसको लाइक कोई प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि T20 में तो वो ऐसा नहीं खेलता. बट लाइक वर्ल्ड कप 2019 में भी वो बड़ा सर्कमस्पेक्ट था. And Rohit had to change his role and be the aggressor. That worked.
But I think with Rohit back, I think we will get to see Rohit Dhawan open the innings 90%.
Now the problem is now we are trying to fit too many top 3 order batsmen into throughout the batting order.
सारे एक तो top order batsmen है, but
exactly, you have got technically, if you look at the batting lineup and all the people who are supposed to be playing, मतलब across the spectrum, you have got Rohit Sharma who's an opener, Dhawan who's an opener, Kohli who is 1 down, Surya Kumar Yadav technically plays 1 down. You have got a Shreyas Iyer who also bats in the top 3 in domestic, correct? You have got KL Rahul who's an opener. Pant, chalo, I'll not put it in this list because he hasn't opened in a very long time anywhere. Matlab, even for Delhi, he comes at number 4. He can and has, but by Pant,
so literally all of the top 6 is top 3 batsmen.
पंत जैसे भी खेल ले भाई, मतलब बस वो अपना खेल ले. I see with Pant I'll have a different issue. I don't think he is doing anything wrong in terms of his attitude, the way he bats. He needs to be more mature. मतलब the way he is batting I think is fine. वो थोड़ा एक जो sensibility आता है decision making का, that Dhoni kind of showed over the years when he kind of played those innings with calculated risks. जो पंत अभी all out risk लेता है, that's a different thing. But अपने सारे batsmen, and even if you look at the bench, you have a Ruturaj Gaikwad waiting, top order batsman. You have
ईशान शॉ वगैरह सारे.
all of them are top order batsmen. You don't have a single middle order batsman who can walk right in and be like, yeah, this is my spot.
Because
There
ये
is
सारे
no
आते
one.
हैं आईपीएल से, और आईपीएल में आईपीएल से
नहीं,
कैसे पिक करते हैं.
किशन कैन प्ले.
किशन को भी हमने बैकअप ओपनर बना दिया है भाई. किशन को
किशन भी
खेल
लाइक इज
सकते हैं.
बेटर एज एन ओपनर. ही कैन प्ले, कैन तो सभी, बट लाइक ही
But
इज
exactly.
बेस्ट एज एन.
what my argument is, will you, because if you are looking at a right and a lefty, will you give Ishan Kishan chance with Rohit Sharma to open before the 23 World Cup just
नहीं
to see?
नहीं
Because
नहीं.
I
I
think
don't
he,
see. नहीं यार, I don't want to see. I honestly I
जब
don't.
or
want
will
to
you
Dhawan
waste
stick with
Kishan.
Dhawan?
No, I'll tell you why. We
There is no
need
reason to
Dhawani.
drop Dhawan.
Exactly. And Kishan को भाई मिडिल ऑर्डर में डालो ना यार. दिख रहा है मिडिल ऑर्डर is the problem. Why
Kishan,
will you
even
fix
Samson को
something that
डालो.
is not broken?
लाइक हम प्लेयर्स ऐसे पिक करते हैं.
Darshil, he's taking Sanju Samson.
यार भाई at this stage I don't think it will be a bad idea. The rate at where we are going, I have reached
को
that
इतना तोड़ दिया
acceptance.
इंडिया ने कि वो संजू सैमसन को बैक कर.
भाई
बट भाई
3-0
हमारे लाइक सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया ही यही है कि हम आईपीएल के टॉप स्कोरर देखते हैं, और आईपीएल के टॉप स्कोरर कौन होते हैं? जो टॉप 3 में बैट करते हैं और जो 100 120
But-
115 स्ट्राइक रेट पे खेलते हैं.
But I think
लाइक
the
वो सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया गलत है.
problem is,
तभी ये श्रेयस अय्यर जैसे लोग आ जाते हैं.
नहीं, श्रेयस अय्यर is good, but I don't know why he plays so badly. मतलब
but
that's
one more
वो
talking
तो
point is,
take ही वो मगाला की 130 kph पे शॉर्ट वाइड शॉर्ट बॉल नहीं खेली गई.
Ayer has been in pretty
ऐसे
bad
बुरे
form
हाल है.
ever since his return to the after the injury.
injury.
So that is another
पहले-
concerning point, because once
I think
Rohit
like
is,
इनसे तो proper middle order hitters like Samson और Kishan could me do better.
but
Who else is there? Like if you look at across IPL teams,
I think
I
एक या तो
can't
long
get any
term में
names.
maybe शाहरुख खान can come in. उसका he had a really good Vijay Hazare and वो specialist middle order finisher है. तो
Yeah,
but I
you-
think maybe too soon for 2023, but long term.
Like this, मतलब for crying out loud मेरे को हार्दिक पांड्या याद आ रहा है. He has been
भाई हार्दिक
disastrous for 1 year. मतलब समझ रहे हो कि ऐसा सोच रहा हूँ कि हार्दिक पांड्या शायद मार लेता. मतलब
हार्दिक
इतने
पांड्या
खराब दिन चल रहे हैं.
I think like Hardik Pandya's injury / falling off a cliff has actually broken this team so badly in many ways. एक तो finisher वो था, और एक like 2 साल पहले भी even 2019 वर्ल्ड कप 2020
Decently
में
भाई 2-3 ओवर निकाल
he
लेता
would
था
be
वो.
at like batting उसकी peak पे थी, and वो 10 ओवर consistently देता था. तो हम number 7 पे we could keep him with 6 specialist
Jadeja
batsmen.
and Jadeja would kind of come in.
हाँ, जडेजा वो like 2019 वर्ल्ड कप सेमी में तो जडेजा नंबर 8 तक था, और अब हमारे नंबर 7 देखो, अश्विन, शार्दुल ठाकुर, दीपक चहर.
Jayant Yadav.
भले ही उन्होंने like
Yeah, Shardul
ने अच्छा खेल
Shardul
लिया.
Thakur and Chahar have outscored our number 4
हाँ, they
and
did
5.
well, but they are still not number 7s. Like
Yeah.
उनकी बैटिंग से वो कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आता like कि वो हर बार करेंगे. मे बी तुक्का 1-2 बार लग जाए, but they are not proper batsmen. वो लप्पे घुमाते हैं, चल जाते हैं कभी-कभी. Like it's
but
different to somebody like
I
Pandya.
think if
तो बिल्कुल ही अब हमारे पास एक भी ऑलराउंडर नहीं है, उसकी वजह से टीम डिसबैलेंस होती है.
but
और
we
एक कोई
had the
batsman
mighty
bowling करता
Venkatesh
नहीं.
Iyer, like people repped him so
भाई
much.
वो तो नो
यार
राउंडर
नहीं है, मतलब लेफ्ट की बात नहीं यार, बहुत नया है यार. मतलब see it's
आई थिंक
it
उसको
takes a
बहुत
while.
जल्दी
हाँ.
थ्रस्ट कर दिया कि 5 आईपीएल मैच खेला लिटरली एंड आ गया इंडिया टीम में. लाइक आई थिंक
वो
It's
maybe
okay.
just because he's a fast bowler, medium pace bowler and
He-
batter.
but I don't think so he can play that finisher role. Like people are
नहीं,
trying
finisher
because
नहीं, अभी यार टाइम है यार. मतलब there are some people players
Maybe
ना, मतलब
like
you can
but
sink and
वैसे
swim
like
वाला.
वेंकटेश अय्यर वगैरह
Because अभी
great
IPL
case study
आएगा.
कि अगर
अभी आईपीएल आएगा और फिर ओपनिंग करने लग जाएगा वो.
Exactly. आप वापस उसको ओपनर बना रहे हो. मिडिल ऑर्डर में कौन है? कोई आ ही नहीं रहा है हमारे पास.
भाई
Name
सारे
the
ये
last.
सब आईपीएल में टॉप 3 में खेलते हैं ना. दैट इज द इशू. सब आईपीएल में ऊपर खेलेंगे, रन बनाएंगे 400 500 बट 120 स्ट्राइक रेट पे, एंड लाइक फिर वही बात होगी. तो भाई स्पेशलिस्ट फिनिशर्स चाहिए, जैसे पहले केदार जाधव होता था.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
वैसा
No,
like
genuinely,
I mean
like you had
at his
Raina,
prime
भाई
Kiran
Raina,
Yadav was 40
Raina
average
युवराज
top
सिंह,
strike rate
युवराज वो सब
रायना
तो
युवराज सिंह, मतलब ऐसे
वो तो
मिडिल ऑर्डर बैट्समैन, प्रॉपर मिडिल
और
ऑर्डर के
वही
उनको
जो
कोई
दोनों बंदे 10-10 ओवर भी दे देते थे अब तो
एग्जैक्ट
लाइक बैट्समैन बॉलिंग करने का
वो
कॉन्सेप्ट
तो
बचा ही नहीं
वो
है
तो
इंडिया में
वो तो नॉन इशू है ही, पर what I am trying to
हाँ
speak here is, so looking at how Shreyas Iyer is performing, and with Rohit Sharma probably back for the next series, and like looking at the road to World Cup, I would like to have less of experiment and more of a just fixing the places where we have problem and left everyone otherwise who have their spot fixed, they should play. Only those who have not fix
आई
their
थिंक
spot.
वैसे तो
So
मोस्टली
with
रोहित
Rohit,
धवन
hey, with
कोहली
no, what I'm
इज
trying to
फिक्स्ड
ask is, if Rohit is back, so do you drop Shreyas Iyer for
no. So I think what we need to do is what England did for 2019 World Cup preparation. See, we are organizing the IPL. Rohit Sharma is captain of MI. He has to instruct both Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan to play at 4 and 5. One, throughout the entire IPL. That
बट
is,
वही है कि अब विल मुकेश अंबानी भी हैप्पी विद
अरे
दैट
क्यों नहीं हैप्पी
वो
होगा भाई, उनके पास इतने सारे ओपनर पड़े हैं, कहाँ
मुंबई इंडियंस को आईपीएल जीतनी है टीम इंडिया को नहीं चलाना
अरे बट रोहित शर्मा कैन डू दिस, मतलब अगर
हाँ रोहित
कोलकाता
शर्मा
नाइट
कैन
राइडर्स,
डू दिस बट वही विल महिला जयवर्धन आई वांट हिम टू डू इट
बिकॉज कोलकाता
वो
नाइट
इशू
राइडर्स ने किया था ना, आई थिंक किसी, आई थिंक लास्ट ईयर ओनली वी हैड दे हैड अ डिस्कशन ना, केकेआर हैड अ डिस्कशन विद इंग्लैंड क्रिकेट बोर्ड के इसको इसी पोजीशन पे खिलाना है, दिस प्लेयर इन द आईपीएल, बिकॉज मॉर्गन वाज द कैप्टन. They had that discussion with Morgan. Say if Morgan is the captain in KKR में I forgot
वही
which
हाँ
player.
like you need to have everybody on board which is but
Exactly.
I think ईशान किशन की तो ऑक्शन में भी है तो maybe he'll be in a different team but सूर्य कुमार यादव I think क्या he can
Has to.
even उसका
Dravid has
T20
to
वर्ल्ड
tell.
कप
Dravid has to tell
उसका
Iyer कि
T20
भाई
वर्ल्ड कप में भी वही रोल है नंबर 4 तो और T20 वर्ल्ड कप अभी आ रहा है तो उसको वहीं
no.
खिलाना
So
makes total sense
so what I'm trying to uh, make a point here is, so you have Dhawan, Rohit opening probably, then you have Virat Kohli, and then obviously because there's a debate about Pant. Even I am not very sure, but
convince that number 4.
no. But what
Pant
I'm
has to be a number 4
no. That is what I'm trying to make a point here. So the advantage of Pant being a number 4 is he is that game changer and he can accelerate from like
I'm
20
fine.
25th over. Why to wait till 35 40 overs? Because
I agree.
हाँ
he has that X
मिडिल ओवर
factor.
में वो गेम ब्रेक कर सकता है
हाँ
बाकी
game.
बिकॉज लास्ट 10 ओवर में तो कोई भी मार सकता है लाइक कोई भी बैट घुमा लेगा
तो पंत
बीच
के अंदर
में
वो
जो
है.
इंग्लैंड जैसे पागल आते हैं कि कभी भी बैट घुमाना शुरू हो जाए
हाँ.
दैट
So
पंत इज दैट काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर
I think we should give a Pant longer run at number 4, so
एंड
that
आई वन थिंग आई रियली लाइक कि पंत को 4 पे रखा अय्यर को 5 पे रखा जस्ट फॉर दिस कि मिडिल
Safety.
ओवर्स में ही कैन अप द टेम्पो
हाँ.
अय्यर
तो
माइट नॉट हैव बीन एबल टू डू द सेम
ये अपना हो गया top 4, and then top 4 is more or likely gonna be this for the 2023 World
एंड आई
Cup.
थिंक नंबर 5 भी केएल राहुल इज ऑलमोस्ट सर्टेन
KL Rahul number 5.
Yeah, I am not convinced by KL Rahul at 5. Yeah, I think
But
that's the
last
problem. He's
5
too
पे लास्ट
talented to
2
be
साल ही
dropped.
has outstanding numbers ओपनिंग
Yeah,
में उसके अलग हाल है
yeah.
बट वनडे में
But
तो क्यों
नंबर
ओपनिंग
5
की उसने भाई, इसमें he could simply have stayed at number 5 and let ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ open, no? मतलब कैप्टन
आई
था
थिंक
वो.
मे बी उनका ये थॉट प्रोसेस था लाइक फ्रॉम माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग आई थिंक ये था कि उन्होंने सोचा लाइक रियलिस्टिकली गायकवाड ने 2023 वर्ल्ड कप में ही वोंट बी देयर तो लेट केएल ओपन टेम्पररीली सो पंत और अय्यर दोनों को एक साथ ट्रायल देते हैं क्योंकि उन दोनों में से एक
that is
कोई
a
होगा
valid point.
तो दोनों को
That is a
साथ में
valid
दे
point.
देते हैं एक एक करके करना
आइडिया अच्छा
आई
था
होप
एंड
ये
एग्जीक्यूशन में जो
थिंकिंग
हगा है
नहीं कि
इन्होंने.
केएल राहुल सोच रहा था कि भाई मैं अपने 100 रन बनाऊंगा टॉप पे खेल के आई होप दिस वाज द थिंकिंग बट दैट वुड मेक सेंस बिकॉज़ गायकवाड रियलिस्टिकली नहीं आएगा 2023
So
तक
so
बट
that
मिडिल ऑर्डर वाला वो चलता रहेगा
so if KL Rahul is there, so that becomes Rohit, Dhawan, Virat, Pant, KL Rahul, and then that 5 spot is gone. And then probably if everything is good with Hardik Pandya, I think it's a no-brainer that he
बिग
walks
इफ
straight
हां बट बिग
straight
इफ
walk into the team.
Big
And
if.
big if, but
we
I
have to
think
prepare as if that is not the case
yeah, I'm keeping that 6th place as little bit dicey here.
फिर
Then you
वही
have
उसके
Jadeja.
बाद तो कोई
7th
ऑप्शन ही
is
नहीं है
Jadeja भाई,
वेंकटेश
उसके बाद
अय्यर
7th is
Jadeja.
Jadeja. So I am just
हाँ
talking about the batting perspective now. So that is your top 7. But only place that is left in here is
6 and 7
Sky.
realistically
No, not 7 is also Jadeja.
Jadeja is fixed. I don't think Jadeja's move.
Jadeja is fixed.
Jadeja is MVP.
जडेजा वही मतलब जडेजा का स्लॉट 6, 7, 8 में से ऊपर नीचे
हाँ ऊपर नीचे आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट टॉप 7 एज अ बैट्समैन, बाकी तो चेंज हो सकता है, सो दैट फिक्स योर टॉप 7. सो द टॉकिंग पॉइंट इज इफ हार्दिक इज नॉट देयर, I don't think so we can trust Venkatesh Iyer for the 20.
Yeah, not Venkatesh. I
But
would rather have Sky or Shreyas
कह रहा
Iyer.
था कि is an amazing case study कि अगर बच्चे सोच रहे हैं फ्यूचर में क्या करना है तो पेस बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर बनो, बिकॉज देखो बंदे ने 8 IPL मैचेस खेले जस्ट बिकॉज इज अ पेस बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर. T20 में आ गया और ODI में भी आ गया. अगर आप इंडियन नहीं हो तब भी पेस बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर बनो, बिकॉज देख लो IPL में जेमिसन 15 करोड़ कमाता है बिकॉज वो पेस डाल सकता है और बैट पकड़ सकता है. तो लाइक इट्स अमेजिंग व्हाट जस्ट बीइंग अ पेस बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर. क्वालिटी का कोई मतलब नहीं है. लाइक यू विल बी लाइक पेस. तभी शिवम दुबे खेला है, विजय शंकर खेला है.
मैं रिग्रेट कर रहा हूँ यार, मैं भी मीडियम पेस ऑलराउंडर था अपने स्कूल जमाने में.
एक
कंटिन्यू करना था,
डाल लो और बैट पकड़ लो, बस तुम्हारे लाइफ सेट है.
कंटिन्यू करना था मेरे को.
कायली जेमिसन 14 करोड़ में जाता है इसलिए.
अरे क्योंकि वो T20 प्लेयर भी नहीं है बट फास्ट डाल सकता है, बैट पकड़ सकता है.
So but the thing is then again the talking point comes, if not a all-rounder, we will have to go with 5 bowlers and top 6 batsmen if Hardik is not
वो
fit
बड़ा
to go.
रिस्की है.
So
लाइक T20 में थोड़ा कम रिस्क है क्योंकि 4 ओवर ही निकालवाने होते हैं. ODI में 10 निकलवाना is a big risk.
No, that is what I am trying to make a point here. If Hardik is not fit and you don't have any other good all-rounders, so either you put in someone like Washington Sundar, maybe,
और अक्षर पटेल भी हो सकता है.
यार I am more comfortable with Washington Sundar's batting than what Akshar Patel can.
हाँ वो है कि एंड जडेजा एंड अक्षर थोड़ा रिडंडेंट भी हो सकता है बट आई थिंक
then only one savior, Lord.
या तो भाई सबसे या तो इन सबसे लाइक टॉप ऑर्डर वाइज सबसे IPL में बोलो सब 2-2 ओवर कराओ नेट्स में.
यार आइडियली वी शुड स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट. मतलब द्रविड हैज टू ब्रिंग
पता
दैट
नहीं
कल्चर
पहले तो
बैक.
सारे डालते थे, सहवाग, सचिन, गांगुली, युवराज.
भाई धोनी की वो टीम का हॉलमार्क था कि एक्सेप्ट
धोनी तक भी बॉलिंग डालता था.
मतलब धोनी और गंभीर के अलावा देयर वर 9
इवन धोनी कुड बोल.
I think
they could bowl very well.
And Surya Kumar and Virat should start bowling.
विराट
से मत कराओ. श्रेयस अय्यर लेग स्पिन करता है.
विराट से बैटिंग नहीं हो रही, बॉलिंग ही करवा लो.
श्रेयस अय्यर लेग स्पिनर है. श्रेयस अय्यर इज अ लेग स्पिनर, वी नो ही डज दैट. रोहित शर्मा चलो बैक इंजरी, ही इज रूल्ड आउट. उसके अलावा कौन बचा? पंत कीपर है, KL राहुल भी नहीं कर
सकता बट लाइक
श्रेयस अय्यर एंड सूर्य कुमार यादव हैव टू स्टार्ट बॉलिंग.
एक दो विराट कोहली, धवन को भी बोलो 1-2 ओवर का.
कोहली एक आध डाल सकता है यार.
इफ यू रिमेम्बर बुमराह से बैट नहीं पकड़ा जाता था 2 साल पहले. अब ही इज अ वेरी रिस्पेक्टेबल टेलेंडर, लाइक टेलेंडर के साथ. तो अगर वो बैटिंग सीख सकता है,
बॉलिंग सीखना इज कंपैरेटिवली इजी. बॉलिंग सीखना इज कंपैरेटिवली इजी.
पार्ट टाइम इज इजी क्योंकि पर फेंकना ही है. लाइक इट्स मच इजियर.
मतलब लाइन एंड लेंथ में फेंकते रहो यार बस.
For a batsman too, that's why we see so many part-time bowlers but not part-time batsmen. And बुमराह बिल्कुल स्क्रैच से सीखा है. सिराज भी बिल्कुल स्क्रैच से सीख के 50 बना गया.
मोहम्मद शमी भाई, मोहम्मद शमी भी एक जमाने में कैसा
अपने में एक चेंज आया कि अपने जो बॉलर्स थे वो बैटिंग करने लग गए पर बैट्समैन अभी तक बॉलिंग नहीं.
जबकि बुमराह वगैरह से तो बैट नहीं पकड़ा जाता था. वो ही वेरी रिस्पेक्टेबल टेलेंडर. बुमराह नंबर 9 पे आता है. तो पहले नंबर 11 उसके लिए ज्यादा लगता था.
तो मतलब आई थिंक इफ हार्दिक इज नॉट
करा सकते हैं सब.
आई थिंक इफ हार्दिक इज नॉट
चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में डाले थे.
हाँ वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ. So this is the problem. I think some down the lane for the next 1 year you have to have Kohli, Sky and all bowl. And
even if they can give 1-1, 2-2 overs, that will make the team more balanced. Then we can have Sky at 6 and then do at 7.
Exactly. Especially from T20 perspective.
And no, I am talking about his ODI as well because Sky.
You have both perspective.
Sky as a finisher is very good.
नहीं मतलब 4 ओवर निकालना is relatively is easier compared to 10 ओवर निकालना.
It's much easier for T20. And T20 वर्ल्ड कप में बहुत सेम प्रॉब्लम थी कि हार्दिक बिल्कुल डेड है. फिर वही you're playing with 10 players.
वो तो मैं समझ रहा हूँ पर I think Sky as a finisher is a very good idea because he's someone
Hmm.
who can bat anywhere in that batting order. He can adapt to any role. And yesterday also he came, he played around at 130, 140 strike rate. Although
Hmm.
he
And
got
he
out.
looks so confident at the crease, like देख के लगता है कि
But
like
he's
he's
not afraid
something.
to play shots and he plays
हाँ
proper
भाई, like
cricketing shots. And I think he's the only one in the squad that can do that after like if you a proper batsman, a proper you have Pant as well who can accelerate, but I think Pant and Jadeja like you cannot tell them as proper batsmen, but Surya Kumar is a recognized proper batsman who can give you that run. So I think that is also a good idea. But looking at uh, the another issue, if Hardik is not fit and you are not trusting Venkatesh Iyer, I think only option that is left is Shardul Thakur. So if
और
both
विजय शंकर को वापस लाते हैं हमारा वर्ल्ड कप का नंबर 4.
अंबाती रायडू भाई, अंबाती रायडू भी सोच ही लेते ना, तो if we are going that back.
but
Feeding
World Cup
classes.
is still 1 year ahead, but we have there's a lot of things.
2022 World Cup is not even like T20 World Cup is not even a year ahead, and
वो
we
तो
face a lot of the similar problems there.
वो तो ठीक है पर अभी like let's focus on ODI. I think there's a lot of work for Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid to build. But
Hmm.
now coming to the another talking point is how far have Indian spinners fallen? Like people were crying over Chahal.
Yeah, I
So
don't. I think
what are your
Chahal was
thoughts on
decent.
that?
Yeah, I saw Chahal bowl. I don't think Chahal
Chahal
bowled
is, I
badly.
think, probably the best. Even though वो अपने best पे नहीं है अभी, he was obviously better. I think he's still passable.
Yeah,
But
Chahal
बाकी
was
तो
decent.
Ashwin
But still
बिल्कुल
we are
is a
struggling
fixed
to
no-no.
get those middle over wickets like we used to get in the older times.
Yeah, I think that is a lot to do with the changes also. Like to be fair, the ODI rule
कुलदीप भाई को
restriction
वापस ले आओ.
that have happened, right? Wherein the number of fielders allowed outside the circle, the 2 new balls, all of these have changed slightly, and the pitches are a bit more flatter. So not just India, across all playing nations, middle order spinners are used more for containing and creating pressure rather than taking wickets. Matlab, except Tabraiz Shamsi, who for South Africa, and we were
And
attacking him.
Adil Rashid.
Yeah, I don't really see a lot of spinners picking up wickets. Chahal does the similar role. I don't think that has kind of our spinners have become worse. I think the game has progressed so that spinners have a more containment role, or if when batsmen try to attack them, they pick up wickets. It's very difficult for spinners to pick up wickets purely on spin alone. But that's why I don't know, we gave wickets to Aidan Makram for some really fuck all reason, man. That was so horrible.
One of the worst things to see this series was like how Aiden Markram को कैसे खेल रहे थे. Like wicket देना अलग बात, भाई उसको अटैक से पकड़ के उठा के मारो. Like Aiden Markram should go for 10 runs every over. पता नहीं KL Rahul क्या कर रहा था. Like he was playing him off. Like that made absolutely no sense at all.
पंत
पकड़
ने
के
जो
मारो
बेइज्जती
उसको.
की है ना, मतलब लिटरली देयर वाज दिस आर्टिकल, पंत की तो सेकंड 85 वाले इनिंग्स में उसने एंदिले फेलुकवाया को मतलब जो ठोका है, मतलब दैट इज हाउ हिज 120 किलोमीटर बॉलिंग भी ट्रीटेड. 120 पे
that is
डालता है
how,
यार वो,
जैसे वो
120 पे डालता है.
भुवनेश्वर कुमार फ्रंटलाइन बॉलर को ट्रीट कर रहे थे वैसे हम मार्करम को नहीं कर सकते.
सही में
Like
यार,
पकड़
मतलब
के
नहीं
उठा के मारो उसको
but
भाई.
that is fine. But let's stick to the topic of Indian spinners and the struggle to take wickets. Darshil made a valid point. Like the meta has changed around the ODI cricket with the
But
2
फिर
new
भी यार
balls.
Zampa, Rashid, Shamsi, मतलब they, it's not how it has changed from before, but it's not as bad as like
But
India के like
will
overall
you
numbers
trust
भी.
Ashwin to play the 2023 home World Cup?
नहीं भाई, उसको बोलो टेस्ट ही खेलो आप घर पे सर.
Yeah,
Like,
मतलब
he is
you have
not
to
that
look at
limited.
Ashwin's overall contribution. See, मतलब the thing is when you are picking a player for as a player in the 11, right? मतलब I go back to what Dhoni used to say कि मतलब चलो बैटिंग बॉलिंग दोनों करता है, but one thing that he'll for surely do is fielding. Ashwin is a horrible fielder. ठीक है. Now let just talk about a 50 over or 20 over World Cup. If I have to pick Ashwin, and if Ashwin is not delivering
And
wickets like he's giving earlier, it doesn't make sense to play him. मतलब I would rather go for someone slightly less skillful, and who I know will for sure give me a better fielding output. Correct? So
and
like
like
a Washington
even
Sundar
bowling
makes
भी
sense.
उसकी skill जितनी मर्जी हो, like if you're not translating that on the field, like he tries too much in like पता
Washington
नहीं.
Sundar ले लो भाई, काफी सही है, या फिर राहुल चहर ले
हाँ.
लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं मुझे. 2 लेग स्पिनर खिला लो. I don't have.
But anyways, we will have
और
Jadeja.
even
So that
अक्षर
one
पटेल
spinner
is
is
there.
done.
राहुल
And the
टेवाटिया को
second,
वापस बुला लो.
hey, bhai, Rahul Tewatia non-cricketer, please.
भाई अश्विन से तो बेटर कर लेगा यार.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
नहीं,
उतना भी
ऐसा तो
स्टैंडर्ड
नहीं
नहीं
अश्विन
करेगा।
को
है।
अगर अश्विन ने भी 60 रन के लिए जाना है हर मैच तो फिर वो तो उतना तो रोल कोई भी कर लेगा.
but but I think there will be I think Chahal was good, but I think the older Chahal under Dhoni used to get more wickets, which I'm not
अब
seeing
भाई अंडर
currently.
धोनी तो बहुत प्लेयर्स बहुत अलग थे यार, अब वहां
या
मत
तो वो
जाइए, तो कहाँ चले गए,
सुपरस्टार
कहाँ चले
अर्नब
गए।
तो उसकी शक्ल नहीं देखी हमने कब से.
But but I think we should look at like the spinners taking more wickets, being more attacking.
इवन लाइक हाँ T20 में भी यही इशू है कि
If
वरुण
Rohit
चक्रवर्ती
if
जैसे
Rohit can get the best
यूजर.
out of Rahul Chahar, I think
So
he
I
can be a
think
very
बट
good
राहुल
option.
चार को
one
हमने
one
50
thing
ओवर में इतना देखा भी नहीं है ना. लाइक ही आई डोंट थिंक ही हैज प्लेड
नहीं,
मेनी
so
50 ओवर.
But
Piyush,
he
one
can.
more point I would like to add here, probably where you brought up Dhoni. I think why we are also seeing slightly the Indian spin bowling stocks dip is because I think Dhoni relied a lot more on spinners, matlab, to control the game. Like Dhoni did not have the pace bowling attack that current Indian captains have. So, for example, Dhoni did not have a luxury of a Bumrah, Shami, Siraj that a Rohit and Kohli have right now. So Rohit and Kohli are used to turning to the fast bowlers for wickets. Dhoni had to turn to Ashwin Jadeja, Kuldeep Chahal for wickets. मतलब like you get the mindset change. Like मतलब for us that time के भाई अगर opening bowling में कौन था that time? Umesh Yadav, who was not that great. मतलब Shami was still developing. Ishan Sharma again. They were all not at the bowlers they are right now. They were decent bowlers. मतलब only Zahir Khan you can like go back in your head कि Dhoni will turn to him for wicket taking as a pace bowling option. Correct? Sreesanth बीच में आया था, but for Dhoni, if he had to take wickets, he had to use Chahal, he had to use Kuldeep, he had to use Ashwin, he had to use Jadeja. So Dhoni knew how to pick up wickets from spinners because that was his best option. Right now, that is not the case as
And
well.
even when Dhoni was not captain, even when Kohli was captain, but Dhoni was behind the wickets.
He
I
could do that.
mean,
He
हाँ
knew how
लोग
to.
बहुत like मजाक बनाते हैं उसका, but actually we have seen a huge decline in our spinners since Dhoni retired. Even though they were actually at their prime when Dhoni was not captain, but just as in the team as a player.
Exactly.
2019 वर्ल्ड कप ही देख लो यार, how good was Chahal
हाँ
in
उससे
that world
पहले
cup.
तो या 2018 वाला टूर देख लो साउथ अफ्रीका का ही. कुलदीप चहल
भाई they were
हर मैच में
unplayable, वो
5-6
समझ ही नहीं
विकेट
आता था.
मजे में
हाँ,
लेते रहते थे.
correct.
वही साउथ अफ्रीका
I
लिंक
don't
करके
remember
200
when
रन
the
बनाते
last
थे.
time a Indian spinner took a more than 3 wickets in an innings. I don't even remember that. Like after Dhoni, I don't even remember the last 2 years. When was the last time?
Chahal, I think Chahal को मिला था अभी recently जब when he made his comeback in Sri Lanka. I think
अरे
I'm
वो
not
तो
हाँ
sure.
भाई
क्या
वो
टाइम था
तो
वो सब तो,
श्रीलंका तो doesn't even count as a
मतलब in a
These guys.
competitive series
देखो,
I'm talking about.
don't let's start hyping up श्रीलंका ताकि
But
कोहली जब 71st मारे तो इज्जत
I
रहेगी.
think there's only one spot for
पता
the
नहीं वहां
spinner
भी
left.
मारेगा कि नहीं जैसे हाल चल रहा है.
Technically there's
आई
only
थिंक
one
कोहली
spot.
का 71st भी सचिन के 100 जैसा होगा कि 140 बॉल्स में बनाएगा
मेरे को
मैच
लग
के
रहा है
बाद.
वो सीधा 2023 वर्ल्ड कप में आएगा सीधा. मेरा प्रिडिक्शन तो ये है भाई. अभी तो पर
अगर उसका 4 साल सेंचुरी के बिना गया और अब वो कैप्टन भी नहीं है, देन वी शुड seriously have second thoughts about his place in the
प्लेस तो कहाँ भाई, प्लेस तो कोई डाउट में नहीं है. कहाँ तुम एक ढंग का मिडिल ऑर्डर बैट्समैन बचे नहीं है तुम, और एक जो है
5 महीने पहले कैप्टनसी भी डाउट, टेस्ट कैप्टनसी भी डाउट में नहीं थी.
नहीं
टेस्ट कैप्टन तो I still agree that he has given up in frustration. I would still have continued him as
यही
test
वो
captain.
उसने बोला 4 महीने पहले जबकि आई एम स्टेपिंग डाउन टू फोकस ऑन टेस्ट कैप्टनसी.
ठीक है, but let's focus on the
I
issue
mean,
which we have
maybe it
right
was
now.
partly his decision, but it was influenced by other
हाँ,
outside
so
factors.
if we are talking about the spinners, I think there's only one spot left in the team because you have Jadeja who will probably bowl 10. No.
And इंडिया में तो एक्चुअली 3 स्पिनर भी खिला सकते हैं.
अरे नहीं, but देख
हाँ,
खिला
I agree.
सकते हैं, but if you are going with 2, then I think we should look at someone like Washington Sundar as well because he's very economical and he can bat as well. And otherwise you
And
have
different angle देता है.
and
मतलब यार, I
otherwise
wouldn't. You don't want to take Washington Sundar and Jadeja together as the only spinners if you are playing in
no,
India.
I'm not telling
हाँ,
as the
एक
only spinner.
स्पेशलिस्ट भी होगा चहल.
No,
I think.
Chahal or Chahar, whatever, whoever does better in the upcoming year, if we give them the chances. But there's a lot of things. But now look, coming to the main talking point on the last point that we
But
took
यार
out from the
कहाँ हम
series.
सोच रहे थे like 2019 में we should have won, we should have been favorites. From there straight like we have almost rebuilding team from scratch, like इतने holes हैं team में. Actually Crazy
so-
how things have changed in the last 2-3 years in ODIs fair. And last 3 away tours excluding Sri Lanka, India are 1 win and 8 losses now.
पर ठीक है, ये तो bilateral series है. It's good to
भाई
make
पहले
those
बायलैटरल
mistakes.
तो जीतते थे.
भाई
अच्छा है ना.
पिछले 2 बायलैटरल कोहली के अंडर भी नहीं जीते थे, मतलब वो भी 5-1 आ रहे थे अगेंस्ट ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड न्यूजीलैंड, वो भी हारना बंद हो गया था.
नहीं, but now the major talking point, the last, we have segregated our segment into the
But we
batting,
should also give
the
credit to
spinning.
South Africa before we wrap up. Like we should give credit to South Africa. Like काफी लोगों ने सोचा था कि Finnish team है, डिविलियर्स गया, डुप्लेसी गया, स्टेन, मॉर्कल and all those guys.
But
But they
मुंबई
have
का
put
प्रोडक्ट है ना
together a
उसमें, क्विंटन डिकॉक मुंबई प्रोडक्ट, विनिंग मेंटालिटी.
यार
भाई
तो-
क्विंटन डिकॉक के
यार
2 टेस्ट नहीं था, फिर भी वो जीत गए थे आराम से. Like
they did well.
actually it's
Temba
very
Bavuma की
Temba
Keegan
Bavuma
Peterson.
के लिए I have actually gained a lot of respect. I genuinely thought वो सिर्फ कोटा player है, but he has
Done a lot.
captained really well, batted really well in all formats. Like genuine respect for Temba Bavuma has grown. Vander Dussen has like ODIs में completely unstoppable.
अरे
The
मस्त
average is
प्लेयर है
like
भाई,
75.
फैंटेसी
Out
लेजेंड.
ही नहीं होता कभी ODI में. Even test में भले ही he was bit lucky in test, but he stepped up at crucial times. Janeman Malan also like
Janeman.
यार क्या नाम है भाई.
No, but that is, I think they were
good
pretty
to
good.
see South Africa back because like healthy cricket landscape future
Wow.
में South Africa are doing well.
हाँ, but I think they were pretty good and they deserved to win the series. They played better cricket on the day. But the last
15 minutes of bad cricket cost us भी बोल दो.
नहीं वो सब
सारे
छोड़ो.
नीचे बोल रहे हो.
नहीं अपन लोग कोहली नहीं बनना है. But last
27 hours of bad
and the
cricket.
most important point is, why did we stick with Bhuvneshwar Kumar even after his prime
भाई
is
ठीक है.
over?
I
Like,
think it's good that we stuck with him because now we know that there is no going back. वो खत्म.
यार सिराज has to come in. There is no debate.
हाँ.
मतलब I
Now
don't see
at least
anyone
now
else.
वो what if वगैरह नहीं रहेगा दिमाग में. Now we know Bhuvneshwar Kumar is done.
but
The
I
foreseeable
think
future.
you had Deepak Chahar, you had Siraj, and you give 3 more games to Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who has been so bad. I don't know how did he even make to the T20 World
चलो
Cup
at least
squad.
अब पता चल गया कि हो गया उसका. He is not up. His fitness is just simply not up to scratch.
भाई मतलब शाहिद अफरीदी इतना तेज आ जाता है यार. एक तो जमाने में शाहिद अफरीदी with lesser run up and leg spin used to bowl at the pace Bhuvneshwar Kumar is bowling at.
And now Bhuvi even can't
And he used
bat
to be
like he
harder
used
to
to
hit
do.
as well.
But I think that should be the end of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and hopefully we don't see him in the home series again, New Zealand again, West Indies again. But do you think that Deepak Chahar has made his strong case on playing ahead of Bhuvneshwar, because we have seen him
I think
bat in
ahead
Sri
of
Lanka,
Bhuvneshwar, yes, but I don't think uski bowling is still all that convincing. So,
but he's still a better bowler and a better wicket taker than Bhuvneshwar currently.
हाँ
but
तो
Bhuvneshwar
again
Kumar should
ahead of
not be the bar.
Bhuvneshwar. Exactly, that's the point.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar should not be the bar anymore. Like,
Piyush,
वो
so मतलब
तो
Bhuvneshwar से मतलब if you have to choose between Deepak Chahar and Bhuvneshwar, you will choose Chahar. But the point is that we should not
if
have
I
to choose
have to
between
choose
them
between
both.
Venkatesh Iyer was bowling better than Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So I would
So-
choose him also.
So
It
if
is-
we have top 7 that we discussed and we need to select 4 more bowlers out of these 3 pacers, if you are
Bumrah.
selecting Bumrah,
I would say
Shami,
मेरे first 3 होंगे Siraj, Shami and Bumrah.
Yeah.
but with those 3, the thing is you will have batting only till 7.
ठीक है वो बैट्समैन को बैटिंग करने दो, बॉलर्स को बॉलिंग करने दो. आई थिंक in the long run, like 10 over from a weaker bowler just because they can bat every 4th game, I don't think it's worth
But
it.
obviously, my talking point is
अगर वो
obviously he
bowlers
won't.
like Shardul and Chahar can improve their bowling to a level कि they are on that in the team on bowling merit alone, फिर batting उनका bonus ठीक है, but I think bowlers frontline
But
bowlers
good to
को
have a
bowlers
squad bowler, correct? Like better than what we
हाँ.
have, because
And ideally, I would want to see someone like a Chetan Sakaria and a Natarajan develop more because we have no left armers. That is zero
अरे
variety. I
कौन
mean,
था एक वो
India is
हर्षदीप
probably
सिंह भी बहुत बढ़िया खेला
हाँ,
last time.
exactly. India is probably the only top side right now
Or we
without a
can
left
bring
armer.
back Indian
but
Mitchell
those
Starc,
these are the
Khalil
names
Ahmed.
that you should develop
तुम
after
जाओ यार,
2023.
खलील अहमद का नाम कौन लेता है?
अरे but these
हाँ
are the
वही है
names that you should
2023.
develop after
हाँ,
23 World
23,
Cup.
yeah.
हाँ
नहीं, Natarajan, I
I
don't think Natarajan probably has to come in before. I don't think you can develop. He's 31. Natarajan cannot be
and
developed at
Natarajan
23.
actually seemed pretty good at
Developed
least in
only.
T20s.
But
Natarajan
उसको
is fine.
fitness issue ना.
Fitness issue.
But I think there's a lot of debate, lot of loopholes in the current Indian cricket team. Although that people are telling that they are gonna dominate, but I think we are the new chokers of the world cricket. And if we don't play the updated cricket, I think we are going to struggle. But if we lose that World Cup at home, that should be the biggest disappointment in like over a decade or maybe more.
So I personally, Piyush, like what I would like to add is like I think at this stage Rohit should do what Dhoni did. When he was appointed as captain. I think very clear that he has to back his players. Now Rohit will, for me, honestly speaking,
But that is up to Rahul Dravid as well.
नहीं यार, Rahul Dravid is a coach. Rahul Dravid will let's say if it's a bad tour, Rahul Dravid will go back to NCAA. Gary Kirsten को लोग रेवर करते हैं, but it's not like that people criticize John Wright for not winning 2003, right? Rahul Dravid will be gone. Greg Chappell was a different disaster. That's another story. But Rohit Sharma as a captain has to decide, this is my team. I am going to play them irrespective of whatever happens, and he has to stick by it. See, one of the things that we criticized Kohli for was that Kohli was very flippant. कि वो नंबर 4 अंबती रायडू, फिर विजय शंकर, फिर चेंज एकदम से. नहीं, बोल दो ना, एक टीम बना लो and play with them. It's okay if you lose, it's fine. मतलब at least you were sticking to what you thought was right. You tried it with a squad. बार-बार चेंज करके तुम टीम ऐसे ही नहीं बना पाओगे. You need to build a team for a tournament.
Even if performances na initially, if you have identified that this player has the talent and this player can do this, like उसको फिर consistent role दो. 2-3 मैचेस में चेंज करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. साउथ अफ्रीका ने भी ये जो अभी ओडीआई टीम बनाई है, डिविलियर्स के बाद उन्होंने इन लोगों को इतना लंबा कंसिस्टेंट रन दिया, लाइक वैंडर डुसन और बवूमा, इवन
डेविड मिलर को भी खेलते हैं.
मिलर को भी इतना बड़ा, फेलुक्वायो वगैरह. वैंडर डुसन को तो इतना ज्यादा दे बैग टू द एक्सटेंट की 2019 वर्ल्ड कप के पहले डिविलियर्स वाज बेगिंग टू कम बैक. दे सेड लाइक इन लोगों ने इतनी मेहनत करी है, लाइक वी कांट जस्ट ड्रॉप देम नाउ. Like, so they back.
But that also comes that Rohit should get the backing of the board and the selector committee as well.
मतलब वो तो होना ही चाहिए. उन्होंने उनको उसको कैप्टन बनाया है तो हो गई. And
so let's
hopefully
see.
Rohit gets along with Bengalis better than you do.
But that is fine. So we have like another 10 days of rest before the Indian team travels back. We play West Indies at home. I think that is the series where we should just give rest to all the players because they have been in a bubble since long, and not overtrain them, because I think, and let us play the youngsters. Let's give them the chances.
Or like youngsters, like ऐसा भी नहीं full
मतलब mix like
team नहीं, but like जिन लोगों का 23 वर्ल्ड कप का चांस है उनको खिला लो.
पृथ्वी शॉ, देवदत्त पडिक्कल, ऋतुराज गायकवाड़, ऐसे लोग.
एंड बीच में लेट सूर्य कुमार यादव, अय्यर, पंत प्ले, जिनका मिडिल ऑर्डर के लिए ऑडिशन चल रहा है. वेंकटेश अय्यर को भी और चांस दे दो.
बुमराह को रेस्ट कराओ.
भुवनेश्वर कुमार को रिटायरमेंट सीरीज दे दो एक.
नहीं भाई, रिटायरमेंट सीरीज भी नहीं देना है, वो 23 के बाद देखेंगे सब वो सब.
बट or like we can try different bowlers as well, like Prasidh Krishna be decent tha England के against भी अच्छा.
I don't like Prasidh Krishna much.
I'm not a big fan either, but like be backup team के लिए तो ठीक है वो. And like
बहुत लोग ठीक है भाई backup team के लिए.
Saini 2.0, no line, no leg, बस pace.
भाई brain injury.
Left armer को try कर लो.
Brain injury. Saini is brain injury.
I would be very excited to try someone like Sakaria, Arshdeep in the longer format.
Exactly.
Like just because these are West Indies, all the bilateral series are irrelevant for us because we are not in the Super League as well, because we are the host country, so we automatically get the spot even though wherever we finish. So these series are meaningless. So
but
I think rather
I think Rohit will definitely play because उसको
match fitness चाहिए.
हाँ, Rohit will play obviously, but
रोहित भाई ने बढ़िया साउथ अफ्रीका में बैठ गया, वेस्ट इंडीज श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट मस्त 200 मारेगा एक ने.
अभी आंखें तरस गई है सेंचुरी देखने के लिए, ठीक है, मतलब जिसके सामने मार ले. हम लोगों ने सेंचुरी ढंग की कब से नहीं देखी। केएल राहुल ने एक मारी थी, बस खत्म हो गया पूरे टूर में, एक सेंचुरी आई है पूरे टूर में। कैन यू गाइस इमेजिन
साउथ
कितना
अफ्रीका की तो
खराब
एक
टाइम
भी
चल
नहीं
रहा
आई
है।
ना।
क्या की थी? क्विंटन
एक
डिकॉक ने
और
2 मारी है भाई,
ओ
क्या
सॉरी
बोल रहे हो?
हाँ।
वैंडरडूसन ने एक मारी,
इतने
टेस्ट में
अपने
एक भी नहीं थी।
टेस्ट में तुम समझ रहे हो, पूरे टूर में अपन ने एक
हाँ,
सेंचुरी
एक
मारी है
पंत ने
मतलब।
मारी थी लास्ट उसमें, बट मैच
हाँ
मैच
ठीक
इतना
है।
सैड था भूल गए। बट हाँ, वनडे में एक सेंचुरी नहीं, एंड लाइक नोबडी इवन गॉट क्लोज, नोबडी इवन मेड 80 ऑड,
नहीं नहीं,
80
पंत
पंत ही
90।
85।
बनाया
अच्छा
85।
मतलब हाँ, नोबडी इवन मेक 90 ऑड, तो
या
बट
लाइक
बट
वही
या
पहले होता था कि रोहित 100 बनाएगा and कोहली 100 बनाएगा, दोनों एक एक हिट से।
कंपटीशन में कौन बड़ा स्कोर, डैडी 100, अभी तो 100 तो
हाँ,
छोड़ो,
रोहित 150 बनाएगा।
बस डैडी बन गए दोनों, 100 तो चले गए।
हाँ, like it's sad, but
but
हाँ, I think
the
like
player which
even
I
for
missed the
Kohli,
most in
he
this
looks
tour was
broken right now while he's batting. Like बिल्कुल fluency नहीं है उसमें। Maybe उसको भी it might benefit him playing West Indies श्रीलंका, कि थोड़ी fluency वो वापस आ जाए। He looks broken. He's scoring runs, but
नॉट,
doesn't feel the same.
he is not the Kohli of 2016, मतलब remember what we
हाँ
said of
मतलब
Kane
हाँ,
Williamson's
2016
innings?
2018 भी वही, he's not the वही like fluency बिल्कुल चली गई, तो I think maybe it might benefit him also, but हाँ, जिन लोगों को बायो बबल से रेस्ट लेना है, अभी आईपीएल भी आ रहा है,
तो वही ठीक है।
तो
but
पीयूष कौन सा प्लेयर you miss the most?
Ravindra Jadeja, like
Oh yeah,
what a player, man.
and
Like,
हार्दिक, प्राइम हार्दिक पांड्या टू यार, 2019 वर्ल्ड कप, 2019 आईपीएल और वर्ल्ड कप के टाइम he was genuinely
but I
amazing,
do hope,
an
man,
amazing
that
batsman.
Hardik gets back to his fitness and Jadeja as well, because if we have those two, our teams like
दोनों फिट हो
just
गए
looks
तब तो
better.
our team is
मतलब
very well
जडेजा का
set.
फिटनेस इशू नहीं, हार्दिक एज अ फिटनेस, जडेजा की तो इंजरी है,
हाँ,
लाइक हार्दिक
हाँ,
एज अ
मतलब
जडेजा
फिटनेस
का
इशू।
तो लाइक हाँ ठीक हो जाएगा, हार्दिक का मैं भी लाइक जेन्युइन लॉन्ग
जडेजा का
टर्म इशू।
ब्रोकन थंब है ना, आई थिंक जडेजा से ब्रोकन थंब और
हाँ,
समथिंग लाइक
जडेजा का भाई मतलब जडेजा ठीक हो जाएगा, हार्दिक का पता नहीं ठीक होगा फिर, बट ही
but
गॉट अ 15 करोड़ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंड कैप्टेंसी इन आईपीएल, उसके दिन तो बढ़िया चल रहे हैं,
सही
even
है।
though his stock is
हाँ,
at an all
also the
time low.
news is like KL Rahul is the captain of Lucknow and Hardik Pandya surprisingly will be the captain of Ahmedabad. Mumbai, born, brought up, groomed player. Excited to see him as a captain. So,
हाँ,
so let's
अहमदाबाद ने बिल्कुल क्या स्क्वाड बनाया, सारे कोच वो आशीष नेहरा, गैरी कर्स्टन, आरसीबी वाला पुराना स्क्वाड ले आया, और उसमें कैप्टन हार्दिक पांड्या।
भाई
वेरी
तुमको, और मतलब दे
इंटरेस्टिंग
आर लाइक
कॉन्सेप्ट।
आरसीबी को बोल रहे कि अकेले तुम चोकर्स क्यों बनोगे, हम
but
हाँ,
खुद
that is
बनाओ।
all
हम
fine.
एक लेवल, वेरी
Probably we will
इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्सेप्ट दे आर ट्राइंग।
probably we will be recording a special episode pre-auction, 2 or 3 episodes maybe before the auctions.
डिस्कस स्ट्रेटजीज।
Yeah, because we auctions are on 10th, I believe, or somewhere around
12th
that.
and 13th, and IPL mega auction like is almost, I feel, as exciting or even more exciting than actual IPL. Like
Ha. So
there's like so many
बिकॉज योर,
possibilities.
बिकॉज तुम्हारी टीम किंग्स 11 पंजाब जो है काफी सुंदर सी, वो सबसे ज्यादा पैसे
मतलब
लेके
भाई
आएगी एंड कुछ नहीं खरीदेगी।
जेब में लेके,
but
but भाई
good
like
good
बड़ा
times
hype
ahead.
था।
Finally, home
हम्म,
series against West Indies. Excited to see. So we will. So this was pretty much it. We discussed about how our ODI team looks ahead of the 2023 World Cup. What are the loopholes? What needs to be checked? Big task ahead for Rahul Dravid because he has a lot of responsibility on his shoulder. Because after his first away series, got thrashed 5-1, not the start that he expected. But
and भाई काफी लोग बोल रहे हैं शास्त्री वापस आ जाओ, like no,
but
very
that is
premature. I think maybe accurate, but pretty
but
premature.
let's hope that things do improve. Let's meet in the next episode, probably before the West Indies series or for the IPL auction
IPL
strategy.
yeah.
So till that, do subscribe our channel, hit that like button, and do follow us on Instagram for behind the scenes, for the funny clips, not behind the scenes, but for the funny pod clips. We do post clips
भाई यहाँ
there.
पे कौन सा सीन
And also do follow us on Twitter as well. We do post a lot of engaging content on there with Darshil
हमारे
making the
मीम
memes.
एक्सपर्ट दर्शील is present right here.
अपनी लाइफ मतलब सब क्रिकेट इंडियन क्रिकेट फैन की लाइफ में मीम हो गई है, बट दैट इज ओके. But that
Like
that
the
was
real
pretty much it.
maturity is when you laugh at your tragedy.
But we
Like
are
tragedy तो
16
वही है.
episodes away let's hope we reach there first before Virat Kohli. And see you guys. See you on the next episode.
Yeah,
Till
guys,
then,
take
take
care, stay
care.
safe.
Stay safe.